Hey everybody, this is Petey from the Spinner Rack, and we also have my boy Mars and
Calvin Ellis, ready to turn this mother out.
so today we're going to talk about what? Something that you guys already talked about? Spider-Man No Way Home. Any first thoughts?
Absolutely fantastic.
He loves it. He loves it. Mars loves it. What about
There's
you,
a
Cal?
lot.
Any thoughts? Oh, sorry,
There's
you
a
go.
lot.
Keep going.
There's a lot riding on this film. A lot.
Bring it on, Selector. Bring it on.
Okay. There's some security issue with this thing you sent, but let's roll. Ready, set. This is the Entertainment Weekly, Entertainment Tonight exclusive.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
Oh, Lord. Ugh. How the...
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that Peter Parker's Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors.
Stop acting like this is cool.
Universe. Hello, Peter. You're not Peter Parker.
Oh, brother.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Now that is some straight. Whoa! Straight. That is some... No, you can't... Whatever, y'all. It's a classic comic book name to the, just how it is.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo.
What the hell?
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a
We
couple
going
magic
back.
words myself, starting with the word please.
That's right.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
They just said what this show is, the Scooby-Doo Adventures.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate. I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
There has to be another way.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe. You're not gonna take this away from me.
Let's go.
Peter, you're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
Happy's catching it.
This isn't my fault. I can't save everyone.
This is special time.
Remember how everyone complained about another girl falling again? Remember that? All forgotten.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
Hey, stop it.
December 17th, exclusively at movie theater.
I can't stop it. They all starting to come through.
It's so good, bro. I'm there.
I'm
Oh,
speaking for Mars right now, and it was terrible. It was so bad.
I'm right here. I'm speaking myself.
Oh, you are? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's home. Huge hit.
I didn't quite understand what you said, Mars, but I'm going to translate for you. I think you said huge piece of... What was the last word?
Yeah, but I just scratched out the word he said. Yo, this doesn't make any sense. And, well, there's some big issues here. Let me just try to turn up the sound for a second and just like run through it again. Because, oh, this is the end. This is the beginning, right? We already know the problem they set up from the last movie, right? It's all the stuff, and he's so happy because his girlfriend now knows is he's Spider-Man. You don't have to lie, quote unquote, lie to her. That BS. Wow, this is what he's feeding her line right here. He's like they they haven't gotten together yet, so he's trying to feed her a line. So I'm just I don't know that. But here, this is the other problem. He's spinning the webs in the train in the train tunnel. It don't make no sense. In the first swing, yes, and then maybe jumping around, but he's still swinging. And it's like, what is going on?
It's a mini web swing, mini web.
It's like it's not. Oh my gosh! You mean like this? Is he like it's like what's he on the? He's at the school park. Gosh.
I don't know what to make of YouTube, though.
Didn't they act like we already saw this trailer? They talk about the spell that we already seen. Says, yeah, we know you saw this trailer already. So anyone who just came in doesn't know that there was a whole spell that went wrong. And he's not worth his salt. But let's keep going. There's one bigger issue here that really got me upset. All right, okay, we knew that Sinister's involved. They wanted their Sinister Six. They got it right. To get all these characters. Here we go. You saw that? You saw the weird. Remember that Spider-Man from I think it was Web of Spider-Man with the metal the first metal outfit that he had. Anyone remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
Now, what was it? That the MK1? That was the MK1 2000 Spider-Man suit in the comic.
I don't
Yeah.
know what it was. It really bought before Civil War. But let's keep going. This, I mean, Dr. Octopus is cool. Like you can't. I'm not gonna get around that. But when they start making fun of him and say he's not cool, like what are they telling the audience, right?
Yeah, it's everybody who enjoyed Spider-Man 2. Hey, you fell for that? You bunch of losers. You didn't laugh at that? But then, of course, you'll get the guys who will react along with it. Yeah, Otto Octavius is a stupid name. How come I didn't see that before?
That's the thing, and you just follow along like the the Pied Piper of nerds telling you your stuff that you like is terrible. And the fact is, that's like it's still possibly the top. I mean, for most people, it's the top Spider-Man film. So it's like, and he went to school, he went to class with the guy, and it's just like these. I can't. This is like you can't shame anything, but you can still do these jokes, right? Come on. It's like
It sounds like they're shaming it.
he should have killed all of them. And this, what is this? The Captain America tribute here?
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? It's a beacon of hope. Proud to be an American.
Look here.
Oh.
This is the point. This is the point where they went too far.
What?
Oh, when they did the Tron Spider-Man armor?
But he's doing the time thing. Like what's the name? Like it's just like Ray in the Star Wars, just being able to pick up something and use it. When did he have time to learn all that time that it took Doctor Strange to learn this stuff? He's just gonna start operating the time stuff. All right. So while I've been furious, is this
Well,
Spider-Man?
We know that Spider-Man has magical powers because his powers really come from, they're descended from the West African Spider-Man, Anansi, who got his the powers from the Naomi, the Sky God, when he got the stories. So it all trickles through that, right? Right?
Yeah.
Well, I tried.
But is this another Spider-Man?
Yes, it's another Spider-Man.
But then the only two others, are they magicians? No.
Okay, clearly you guys did not watch. Clearly
Right.
you guys did not watch.
Mars, you don't know what the show is. We go through this stuff. You don't just have to keep correcting us.
You don't know what the show is. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Look at that.
When you watch, they just had the Marvelverse show, the animated one. They were talking about Spider-Man having mystical powers, bro. So what are you
With
talking
Ultimate
about?
Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
We don't like that type of talk here. You hear me?
Kyle does not agree. He just
No,
said
Spider-Man doesn't have mystical powers. Sorry.
Now here's the other thing. This whole Scooby Doo thing, they finally explained everything that Buffy, the Flash, all that stuff is giving you, like giving you the Archie comics group of friends type of thing throughout these things. And Spider-Man is no different. The once leader of the pack, giving you a loner, and these kids that he interact with, which are some of our, at least the original Ditko stuff. Some of my favorite interaction is still cool with Romita, but it's not his. Peter wasn't much of a loner that period, but he had his moments. But he still gets angry. Someone comes up to him, bash. Oh, I don't know my own strength. Always, but let's keep going. Look at this. Doctor Strange don't know how to, if the spell is that hard and he needs Peter Parker to shut up. You know what Baron Mondu does? He puts the spell where you can't talk. That's all you have to do. It's a simple spell. It's in like the first story with the Doctor Strange. You can't even see the mad thing on the person's face. Only the person, Doctor Strange had it on his face in the comic. He can't get Peter Parker to shut up just to do that spell.
I guess not.
Here we go. Still going, and then it becomes Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange. If Ditko still cared, he wouldn't roll over. He wouldn't roll over because at the same time he moved past it. The only thing that, outside of Kirby saying he created Spider-Man, which got him this respond, is Joe Quesada saying, "Hey, we play in the same sandbox. We have to break the toys," and he's like, "Break the toys." And he did and people complain about him writing the law. So what? He's like, he co-created Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, redesigned Iron Man to the classic Iron Man, a modified version of what he did, helped the Hulk get on his legs, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, he made this long thing. He's just bitter. No, he's right. You don't break the toys. Anyway. I'm sorry. Do you have anything to say before I keep going through this? I really got bothered in seeing it. It's really, I don't know if I can do it, but I wanted to see. You saw Venom, right?
You talking me or Mars?
Mars is blacked out right now.
Yeah, I saw Venom. Which, the first one or the second one?
Both. So more the second one, because we got to the end, we had a crossover, and I was kind of in. I was kind of jazzed up to see what was going to happen in this thing.
Well, that was the best part. That was the best part of Venom too, because overall that movie was pretty lacking. At the end of the day, they made some decisions in that movie that I looked at and decided, I was like, I'm not sure why you guys decided to do this, but hey, it's your movie. You can do what you like. Now I'm looking at this film and I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff. Like, I don't know why you're doing these things or making these decisions. I'm gonna reserve judgment until I see this film. But the caveat that I'm saying is they're putting a lot. They are really banking on this film to be a big hit for them because of the type of year that they had with the films, overall. And then the people are really talking this one up as well. And then I'm seeing this trailer. I'm like, I'm not sure about these decisions that you're making, but maybe they decided, hey, Tom Holland, this is your last film. Let's go for
it. So this whole
totally disagree. What you guys are saying, you guys are just taking advantage today, and you guys are clearly out of your mind. This is going to be a huge hit. People have been dying to see Spider-Man. People want to see him do stuff. People are enamored with the character, Tom Holland. There's no way. Yes, they're throwing a lot of stuff in, even the kitchen sink, and so be it, because people want to be entertained after a whole 2 years of enough.
I can't understand you. I liked you better with the cotton in your mouth.
Look, the issue that while I was going through it, right, when we get after this part right here where Peter Parker decides he has to save his villains, and this whole angle that, hey, in their universes that they have to die, so you can't stop it, and Peter Parker is like, nope. I guess they're going to try to tie this into, obviously, maybe they're trying to maybe mention Uncle Ben, and this Spider-Man showing no responsibility decides, I got to change even more stuff. I can't let these villains die. To do what? To try to kill him again tomorrow? Like, let it happen. Let the universe fix itself. But nope, he gets to steal the stuff. Doctor Strange can't figure any of this stuff out. He's running around and can't stop Spider-Man because obviously what Spider Sense is even greater than magic. It's less just like he probably
Aside of
figured.
aside of those, I mean, look, I think those are all valid criticisms. I don't know. It's really hard for me to disagree with any of it. It's all there on display. It's that same Orbis complex that a lot of these things have when they start feeding on their own. It's bringing out Captain America in his classic suit and saying, "Look how stupid it looks." It's bringing out the villains from previous movies that were successful and saying obviously there was something wrong with it over here, and then it's putting a premise in front of people that is so perforated. You're really asking for a lot of suspension of disbelief here. And even with that, I'm still waiting to see the final. I'm still going to wait to see the final on it. But some really questionable decisions from a franchise that I have really enjoyed up to this point.
And look at this thing right here. This whole setup with the cat. I didn't even almost miss like these guys. He's talking about he has to save these guys. These guys are destroying this mural. I guess there's a lizard. Lizard's back too. This whole cat mural is like, and I don't know how the hell did well, I guess somebody brings Mary Jane over there, of course. Yes, Captain America. You saying that was cool, right? Look what happened. I already knew that wasn't gonna work out for anybody, and look at it, it's not working out for anybody right now. Going down in flames.
I think that this whole thing about saving the villains, I think there's something bigger, something else going on. I think it's just a red herring. So I think saving Mary Jane is probably a bigger thing. Saving his aunt, those are going to be bigger things. I think this is just temporary. This is just something to throw you guys off, smoke screen. But you guys, of course, are just biting onto. But because it's smoke, it evaporates. It's not for real, bro.
Those villains are not for real, so he shouldn't be trying to save them.
So he's trying to save all of them. I know he's probably trying to save, probably connected with Dr. Ock, but he's not saving all of them.
Normally, I would agree with you, but these
Thank
guys
you.
have
I appreciate
decided.
it very much.
Normally, I would agree with you because I would think, okay, this isn't real. This is just some stuff they're putting in the trailer, and they're going to give us something solid when we see it. But too many times, these writers have decided, no, we got to be different, and we're not, we're not going to come over here and give people the okey doke. We're really going to do this, and we're going to have real consequences in a fictional story. So I could really see them just going all the way with it. Come hell or high water, crash and burn.
And this, people complained about them doing another woman falling from the sky in the Amazing Spider-Man series, right?
Who complained? It's a given.
It's not a given. They're saying, hey, don't just do the same things over. Even though it's different, they're doing the same things over.
Actually, no problem. It's just like chocolate
But
cake.
this Marvel Cinematic Universe, of course you don't see a problem with it. That's what everyone does. It's like, hey, Sinister Six, bad idea. Perfect. Marvel Cinematic Universe, perfect way to bring these things in. You're not going to kill. They're not going to have her drop off the Empire State or yeah, was it the Brooklyn Bridge? Oh, look, now she's dropping off of some other building. Oh Lord. I was gonna say, didn't she fall in the other movie? She fell in the first one too.
Well, then you can't listen to that type of criticism. You can't listen to. After a certain point, it's almost like with the She-Hulk in the shower. And some of that stuff becomes cool because it's built in. You look forward to it, and the audience is supposed to vibe with it, as opposed to we're gonna pull at every single thread, until it unravels. Then you have nothing to enjoy. So if you have that and it's working with the films, and if it's a staple of the films, then you just rock with it. Otherwise, then you get the situation where they're like, "Hey, how come the third act is always the same? Okay, we'll do something different. Oh, that was terrible. How come the third act wasn't like all the other third acts? You can't really, you can't vibe with that type of criticism.
Well, you can stop, just not do the same thing. I'm not vibing with it. I'm just saying, hey, I agree.
Not
Let's
you.
not
I'm
have.
talking about not you. I'm talking about they're the people who make these criticisms. The people who make these criticisms don't write stories. They don't produce this stuff. They sit back and they're not even entertained by the stuff. They're entertained by just being critical of it. Like I'm saying, they just keep pulling on that thread until there's nothing left. And like, look, you obviously don't enjoy this. Go watch something else.
Well, that's something that every sort of fan has to go through. And this thing that is also a precursor to the Doctor Strange movie. So we're kind of in the setting up stage to give us this next set of movies that will be connected to the multiverse and the TV shows and all this other stuff. When it's like, oh, sorry guys, let's get out of this. Stop share. But then they also have this Marvel 2-in-1, Marvel team up thing. I want to go 2-in-1 because 2-in-1 became thing fighting everybody in the story, where Marvel team up at least has Spider-Man teaming up with people. This thing of these characters having to fight and have these, I can understand. Like Marvel kind of grew out of the immediate, oh, you have this difference of opinion, or the I don't know, this the idea of him chasing Doctor Strange around, and Doctor Strange has all this other stuff. It's just like he's not utilizing his powers in the way that would work, that would make sense to deal with Spider-Man. It's like, oh, I'm in a Spider-Man movie, so ultimately I have to use my powers to chase him, and I'll use my train. I'll use a train to wrap him up, but that won't be quick enough.
Hey,
Oh.
being too kind. Ultimately, I'm incompetent. That's pretty much where you're at. Ultimately, I'm incompetent, and the best I can do is make this guy look incredibly good because I'm an idiot who can't cast. Who does? I mean, you don't even have to chase him around. Just send your cloak after him. You could just send the cloak, and you'd be busy with that thing, for half of the time. But again, like I said, they're just making some questionable choices. Questionable choices.
All right, I'm gonna.
I think those are good choices. I think it's interesting. I'm glad if if the public will definitely like it.
Yeah, right. Well, you know what? I can't disagree with that part. But I just want to go to this guy here, right? We have this classic Ditko story. It's I think where it's basically what the idea is: Spider-Man getting to roam around in this wondrous world of Doctor Strange, and don't get any more classic than this stuff. Got all this stuff in this. But then this is what you want to see. This is what you want to see: Spider-Man and these knuckleheads fighting, and then you see Doctor Strange coming in there and them interacting and not saying, you know what, these two had to fight. And then end on a nice note. There's also the Frank Miller one. I'm not sure, was it Roger Stern, Frank Miller? They did an annual on Amazing Spider-Man. I think I got that one too. So it's like you had these classic things where they didn't until you get to, I don't know, Mars, you said that was there more stuff in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon that kind of went left? That'd be stuff that I would complain about.
I'm not saying nothing.
Okay, all right, I get it.
Complain about it. And I'm trying to stay away from you complaining.
I calmed down, didn't I? I
did. Not complaining. These are fair. That's fair criticism.
I'm not going to delve into that matter.
Okay. All right. So you guys let me lose my mind on this.
Every once in a while, it's just got to happen.
All right. So I guess we have to close this out. Any final words?
Off the chain. I'm going to check it out. Marvel, here's my wallet. You got it, baby. And Tony, we are there, man. Tell them, Cal.
So while we're here, I'm still.
This is high risk. This is high risk, high reward.
The saying goes a little differently.
This is high
risk, little reward.
No. There's low risk, high reward, and this is high risk. Wow. This is a really big risk. If it pays off, they're gonna look like geniuses. If it doesn't, that's when they all come out. This, that, and the other. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done that. So we will see.
I just wanted to bring up, since we were talking about Marvel, does any of you guys ever get this book? The story of Marvel Studios?
No.
Well,
So now,
who was Rob Liefeld on his podcast? He was talking about it, and I didn't know that the Civil War was the breaking point for Kevin Feige and the New York Marvel Entertainment office. It's really interesting how in New York, I guess it was Ike and all the other people were like, "You're making these changes to Civil War," and the Russos and Kevin Feige is like, "Nope, we're not changing anything," and that's what they say. But it was an actual Civil War, and that's how it was interesting to hear how they lost it. And it's on the other side of it. Rob also says that when Marvel went bankrupt, it wasn't because of the comics; it was because of and the other businesses that was it Ron Perlman had that was running the company into the ground. Because Marvel, it's even though the comic industry is going down, Marvel had found comics wise, outside of obviously the Avengers characters, they were still profitable, Spider-Man and that, but they were just tanking. But he said when he would sell like Youngblood as a property for cartoons, he would point out how low the Avengers was selling. We're selling so much more than this at the same time. But it was interesting hearing this. It's a huge book, but it talks about the Russos kind of selling Robert Downey Jr. on their ideas for Civil War and getting him to see, hey, this is you got the article here too. So let me bring that up while we're here. Stop sharing that.
The Hollywood Reporter one. That's probably more the main article.
But it seems like when he was talking about it, it wasn't. I guess it was a emancipation thing. Cancel that. But it was kind of like the New York office kind of was trying to block them, and they weren't letting the Russos do what they want to do, and Feige kind of pushed back. But it was interesting. It was interesting to hear. But it looks like it's a very expensive book, though. I don't know if I could do it. It's probably a Christmas gift you give to somebody. So, guys, no. But yeah, that's out there.
that was smooth. That was smooth.
It's
Okay.
up the minute you put it up. What are you talking about?
Huh?
It's $119 on Amazon.
I told you it was expensive.
I don't know. That's not too bad.
Oh, great. Thanks.
More power to you, Cal. If you're giving out stuff, I might as well start putting in my orders now.
Too late.
You know?
Too late. Petey broke the budget.
I just shot you the link, bro.
I just put another link or the price.
This is Amazon for the Amazon stuff.
All right, so I guess that's about it. Spinner rack.
It could have been worse.
Like, I don't know about that. I think that's something people just say. But spinner rack.
No, I'm talking about you. Could have been worse.
For me, you think Al could be worse than that one?
Oh yeah, man. I thought you were really restrained. You did a good job of reining it in.
Restraint? You call it restraint? Restraint? That doesn't seem restraint to me.
I always compare the restraint to what I would have done. So I thought you were really restrained.
Well, I'm comparing the restraint to what a normal person would have done, and that doesn't even meet it. You're forcing me to talk.
Wow. Well, I guess that's about it. Check out that and come back and fight with me, because I'm not with Spider-Man trying to save the other universes of characters that are in his universe. He got to fix his universe. And really, did you guys think of putting that Cap monument? Do you think that was going to work out for you guys? But then,
yeah, it will.
No, you saw it crash down. It's sitting up there right next to
because evil did that, right, Cal?
The evil he's trying to save.
You don't know, but I think that's just a red herring. I think he's just giving you that for that, you know.
I'm not for putting up a monument in the movie just so they can, look at this great monument to Cap, so we can have the moment where it's supposed to be significant that it's torn down and they put it up in the same movie. So I'm really not for that. I think Cap deserves better.
And they're gonna call this Spider-Man and His Amazing Enemies.
Man, you are on fire. Rare form.
I was trying to close it out. You left me some room. All right, spinner rack.
Out.
Ouch.